Imagine doing something that you love and then like just as a result touching the lives of people. Like I can't think of anything better.
It's oh my gosh. Yeah, that for real. Hello and welcome to Respond in Kind. Thank you, Deb, for joining me on this inaugural video.
Thanks for having me.
I'm your host, Brady Cade. Why I wanted to do this, that'll come out over time. First of all, have you heard of Ren?
It's not coming to me, but it sounds familiar.
Okay, we'll just start playing it, and you can stop at me at any time. I might pause it here or there. I don't know,
Right.
But let's do this.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ran, on you're pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ran. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately. And I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys ran nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it real quick.
Definitely not familiar.
Okay. It's a lot.
Right. It's a lot, yeah. He's definitely a lyrical genius, much like Eminem. I know that's pushing it, but he's obviously more in his feels with like the emotional aspect of music, and I'm assuming that he is paralleling the lyrics with his own life. And I'm like sensing that he's got like the critical version of his brain over here, and then the trying to find hope over here.
Yeah.
You know, this is literally me in a nutshell. And so like always trying to find the hope and positivity in things and like boosting myself up. Whereas over here is like the self-criticizing, low self-worth version of Deb that tells me that I can't do the things that over here is telling me.
Yep.
That part's beautiful. And the words that he's saying is very relatable. He's very good on the guitar. In fact, it almost slaps a little bit like a ukulele, which is interesting.
You've picked up on some things that
I always try to look at
resonate.
things, especially visually, or like when I hear music, I like to look at it deeper probably than your normal person.
you're hitting it great. Yeah. Whatever that means.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll back it up a little bit, and
This life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ran, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it. Played on guitar, Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots, and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistophelies, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend. Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So cower at the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs. That I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspired by me to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a coin minted different sides. When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas, that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
Touche. I feel like I just went to church or therapy, one of the two.
For real. Yeah. Yeah. I had never heard anything like it before.
Woo! It literally just felt like I went to therapy and someone just blew my mind and validated my whole life. I think we all go through that exact experience in different ways.
Yeah. Imposter syndrome
Oh
has
yeah.
been something for me for sure.
Right.
Over the
Well,
years.
and I don't know, maybe this is just how I received it, but I feel like he delved into religion slightly. I
Yeah.
was listening to it incorrectly, but like trying to conform to a particular box for a certain amount of time made him ill.
You're very perceptive and picking up on some themes there. He got sick and kept getting misdiagnosed,
Mm.
and they were just saying it's all in your head. It's your mind making you sick, and come to find out it's Lyme disease
Oh
that he
my.
got. And since it took so long to diagnose, it's significantly more difficult to battle. He's got a incredibly loyal fan base and
Oh yeah.
following, because he's not only good, he is a good person.
Right. Yeah. No,
Kind of
he
a
very
thing, you know?
yeah, he very clearly is not in it for the fame. What he's doing is good. That's I mean, I feel unworthy to watch this video anymore.
Oh man, tons of dialogue that we could have about it.
There's so much to it. It's like you almost have to like decompress from it.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm looking at this from like a heavily like religious background. But so I practiced Mormonism up until like 5 years ago, five and a half years ago. Wow, it's been that long. And it kind of makes me think of like the pressure to be a particular person, and then you have this like Satan or evil person like telling you to do things that you're not supposed to. And then you've got, I mean, there's like all of these voices in your head when you're living this religion because there's so much pressure. And as he's like going into the part where it gets a little chaotic, it like almost triggered me a little bit, because it brought me back to a lot of like those emotions, especially from like separating myself from it, because like I had been the word manipulation comes to, I don't think that's the proper term. I've been conditioned to feel a certain way. So like feeling outside of that box was like very uncomfortable. So he, like as he presents that, the part where it kind of gets a little bit quicker and he's like looking at the camera, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
that was me 5 years ago. So
Yeah, almost like, oh, the spirit went away.
but it didn't. That's the thing.
No, right.
It didn't. Like I probably am more in tune with the spirit than I was when I was Mormon. So joke's on you guys. But I remember how they used to call it. I gave a talk on this one time. The difference between having the Holy Ghost and what did they call it? The gift of the
light
gift
of Christ.
the Holy Ghost and the light of Christ. That's it. And I remember finding it hard to distinguish between the two, but finding that being a very good sales point to people who are like, oh, well, why do I need the Holy Ghost? And I'm like, oh, well, I mean, you have this, but it could be much better.
Yep.
Anyway, hindsight 2020.
Totally.
But now I'm like, I literally have so many moments where and music 100% is that for me. Like there's music is a heavy part of my life. But like I'll hear a certain song or something and I will literally get the same feeling I would have got while we were singing Spirit of God in sacrament meeting, you know?
Yep.
And I'm like, wait a second. I was
Elevated
told I
emotion. Yep.
Right. Fairly certain I felt the Spirit while I was drinking too, but I digress. Anyway.
Yeah. I definitely can relate.
Right.
Having left the church only maybe a year or so after you did, after being 100% in for 40 years.
I was not a lazy learner, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I read the CS letter after I'd left, so that was just validation for me.
Yeah.
But that was like when the I think there was maybe like just a thread of shelf left before I read the CS letter, and then I was like jaw drop. I didn't even finish it. Like I read all I needed to. I haven't even read the whole thing yet. But after it was just like all at once, divorce finalized in August 2020, and then I move across the country and meet a guy that I end up not being with anymore. So good times. And so as he's like doing this chaotic like thing in the music video, I was like, oh, that was me at one point. I'm so glad I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
Took me like 42 years to become at peace with who I am, but here I am. So.
It is a process.
Right.
That's for sure. Yeah. Like a lot of that chaos for me makes that next portion that he goes into all the more like uplifting or comforting because it's, you know, picking ourselves up from the ashes, so to speak.
Segues into the hope aspect of it, and I almost started crying. I was like,
I have cried many times,
right,
while watching this, and his other stuff, and man, it's crazy how many parallels I see. I had been struggling in my faith journey anyways, and I just figured it was because I was unworthy, you know, like, oh, well,
you weren't reading the scriptures enough.
I don't have this great relationship with God because I'm not worthy or something. And
I went through that. That in and of itself is like part of the battle of trying to be this good Mormon when you're miserable. Yep. And for them to call us a lazy learner just makes me want to punch someone in the face because they have no idea. Like just in my mind alone, sure, I might not have been, you know, the best during a lot of parts of my membership, but like I tried as hard as I could. Like I gave it a good solid effort.
Absolutely. I've done a couple of TikToks on that very thing of just almost, it's because we were so serious about it. And because it meant so much, it hurt all the more and made it such that our integrity would not allow us to keep playing that game.
But it's like seeing something you can't unsee.
Yeah. I sent the letter of resignation in early 2022. The divorce happened later that year. Right. And then in early 2023, I lost my job. In large part because of the chaos in my brain of all of these major changes happening, which is kind of what's led me to this point here of I'm still trying to get things figured out. I'm sure people look at my trajectory and they're like, well, of course you're going through chaos. You left the church. That's the consequence of your actions.
Tell that to the Mormon who has cancer.
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's how I would rebuff that. I'm like, nope, I'm sorry. This is called being a human. Okay. Yeah. I had more turmoil in my life when I was a member than, I mean, I guess that's debatable depending on who hears my story. But like, I feel like I dealt with way more turmoil while I was married and in the church than out, but no one knows my experience but me. I can tell like my true blue through and through Mormon family, my experience from my perspective, and they'll still look at it from that box, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, first of all, I appreciate you sharing those experiences.
Sometimes I'm a little too open, but yeah.
I'm trying to find that balance with my kids of how open to be in some
Right.
things, you know, but transparency has become an important thing for me.
Right.
Just with
I look at it
leaving
like
the
there's
church.
so many things that I've put online that I was like, oh, I should probably private that. But like,
Mhm.
I find it a great disservice to people who know us and follow us on social media or just in real life, if we're not like sharing our true experience, because 9 times out of 10, the majority of the people who are watching you have either experienced what you're describing, which is validation for them, but they could be going through that experience as well. And here you are sharing it like you're human. And
Yeah.
I think it's important to share that, because then people don't they realize that they're not alone.
You've really hit what in a large part has been the impetus for getting me to do this YouTube channel. Is I really do feel like there's value in sharing our stories, in sharing our successes and failures and mistakes. And because of that, like what you said, like there are others who that can resonate with. And if my life can serve to help somebody, you know, then
Right.
awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if you're like me, but I feel like, so when I was in that relationship and it lasted 3 years, so it was like a long time, and people were looking at me as like this single mother of 5 who met like this knight in shining armor, and oh, well, if she can have this, so can I. And then when he left and we broke up, I was like, this is going to be awkward, because it happened so suddenly and out of nowhere. Like I had to like publicly be like, hey guys, so here's the deal. But honestly, I think it was sort of a catalyst. That's probably not the right word. It was like a good experience for me, because it shows that I'm human, and even the best of relationships can falter. And, you know, other people were going through the same thing, and it turns out it was helpful to a lot of people.
I think that's a super healthy way to process it, because it is super messy. And for me, it was like, hey, I left the church and I'm feeling so much better, and like life's going great, and I'm wanting to share my story and struggles and weaknesses and stuff like that too. And then the divorce happens and all that, and I become a recluse for these last couple of years.
Right.
And it just like killing me. Like, man, I wanted to be out connecting with people and sharing and helping, but then almost feeling ashamed of like, well, now I'm kind of, am I a fraud now? Because like I mean, going back to the video, it's just all this internal dialogue that we
But like, who do you feel
with.
a fraud to, though? That's my question.
Yeah.
Because when I come out and talk about like my experience, as it parallels to me not going to church anymore, the only people that I would be concerned about, and I use air quotes because most of the time I'm not concerned about what people think, but as I'm sharing my experience, it's almost like a disservice, because you're trying to people please these people who don't deserve to be pleased, you know, and they're the ones that are making you feel shameful about who you are, when in fact you're human, you know. And many people experience very similar experiences, but we're raised to be held at like this super high standard. You know, we want to be in the celestial kingdom with our cool names and handshakes. But you know, in the real world, like things are messy. That's just a part of like the human experience, whether you have religion or not.
For real. Man.
Anyway. But yeah, no, I think it's way better to share, but I understand the struggle of sharing.
That kind of reminds me of one of Ren's older videos. Maybe I'll pull that one up.
How long has he been around?
Music's been a big part of his life for most of his life. But it's his big breakthrough came kind of within the last couple of years.
I think I'm familiar with him. Did he post about doing did you say it was called busking?
Busking.
Did he do like social media with busking or?
Yeah.
I think that's probably where I've seen him before because he definitely looks familiar.
This one was 4 years ago.
Dear God. Okay.
And I'll just play it and we'll see.
Hello. It's Ren. I don't really know how to start this letter. Oh, fuck it. Is this life really what it seems? Cause lately I've been in this place between awakened dreams. I know I only reach out to you when I'm feeling blue. I promise I'm not using you, I'm just confused. I've got some questions I would like some answers to. Like, is there meaning to this state of short existence? My existential thoughts show hope there are, cause I'm resistant to thinking that there won't be something better in the distance. And God, is there an afterlife where pain is non-existent? If you're up there, God, do you sit upon a throne? Or are you a humble soul wearing sandals and tattered clothes? Do you mingle with the people like an equal? Then on Sundays just kick back and chill and put your feet up? Did I really choose this life that I'm living now? Will my sins be forgiven if I speak them out? I won't lie to you, God, if there is a heaven, I really hope I get there, cause for real it sounds like heaven. Reading past the lines, I just let go. Searching for profits, my faith it is paper thin. So many questions in my mind, they replay like an echo. They never stop, my Messiah is porcelain. Dear God, why do people kill each other in your name? Is it really what you want, or have we lost our way? Cause it seems like religion can cause division, or people living in prisons of moral values they're given. What is right and what is wrong? Am I a sinner if I don't comply with everything that Moses said, or is that dumb? And why do people disguise hatred in your name? Homophobia, a history of violent wars and causing pain. High priests in the tower stacking riches, women burnt at the stakes called witches. In the name of God, Allah, Zeus, Jesus, people claiming lives justified by your allegiance. I think it's more complex than good versus evil. I think that there's both darkness and light inside people. Through different eyes, a man called a terrorist could be a freedom fighter if he's fighting for the side you're with. Reading past the lines, I just let go. Searching for profits, my faith it is paper thin. So many questions in my mind, they replay like an echo. They never stop, my Messiah is porcelain. So is it ignorant to claim that we know what you want? And if I fast for the Sabbath, is that what you want? Or is tradition just superstition, religion, a human vision just crafted out of people's ambition? Listen, I knew a girl that lost a baby before it was born. What's the purpose of that, God? What is it for? Why did my best friends die before I hit 25? Is it cause there's something better in the afterlife? God, I've been feeling suicidal lately. Mental health is worsening, it feels like it might break me. If you're watching, you know that I've been strong. But God, how much longer do I have to hold on? Please just give me some solace, so that I know you've got my back. Please just give me some relief. God, is that too much to ask?
Wow. Okay. It's like a mod podge of Macklemore and Eminem.
Oh yeah. I haven't.
Mashup was the word I was looking for.
Yeah. His faith journey is I'm not fully up to speed on it, but it is definitely nuanced, and he does he does not hesitate to point out the hypocrisy and a lot of these things that
without a doubt, an atheist who was raised atheist doesn't have this kind of internal turmoil.
Yeah.
You know, because we're being told when we're raised in religion that there's this higher being who loves us, yet there's like death, destruction, violence, and we're trying to make sense of it all because we're being told this, but we're like literally seeing this. We don't see this. Anyway, that was good. It was a good song.
Yeah, man. I guess we're just gonna have to schedule some other sessions, and there's so many songs that
I mean, I'm a huge fan of music, so like I have to sit and listen to music. That sounds like torture.
You've mentioned Eminem a couple times, and
but like I'm still like a fan, But like when I was younger, I was like a very big fan.
So, just to close out on a just a fun wrapping note, there are so many layers to Ran. Like I'm confident that he's going to go down in history as a something.
Right. I mean, imagine doing something that you're passionate about and then in turn touching the lives of so many people. Like
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that. I
Yeah,
can't think of anything better.
it's oh my gosh, yeah, that for real.
Poison in my veins lights a flame in my brain that maintains the pain that may change my frame of mind. Blind, I design rhymes intertwined, double time, genuine Frankenstein. I made a monster. Conquer, music scene, golden ticket, Wonka, conjure. Lyrics in my belly, I got thunder. Younger, everybody wishes they were younger. The older I'm getting, the more I feel the hunger. Belted like a welterweight, helter skelter, need Alka-Seltzer, alpha, beta, delta. I help you into the fall, I shelter, melt a mind at with these rhymes. I find you never felt a feeling like this, feeling me, believing I'm a demon, I'm a devil. Fuck the game, complete at every level, I'm a vessel. For spirits, a channeler, on my lyrics, I'm a rebel. I raise my fist, the anti-capitalistic pissed, I revel. In society collapsing, fantastic, now pump the treble. Tick to the top with the tip of my tongue, and time into telepathy. Terrified them with the terrible telekinesis, tantrums, I to the enemy. Flowing and flowing and growing and flowing, I swallow the flow like a Toblerone. I'm a feast on the flow, I'm a beast with the flow, then I'm switching it up and I'm taking it low. Kitty with the black heart in the car park by Primark, jamming Django, Reinhardt, living with a raw star, refine rats to a fine art, Vincent Van Gogh, I start making my mark like Frankie Sinatra, can call me Arthur. And my style is homegrown like growing Cali weed. Don't need no personal trainer, I got trainers on my feet. You know I got the soul in my bowl when I eat. You know I'm staying grounded when I grind up my beef. But if you got a problem, my brother, I might just put on some rubber gloves and just choke it till I erupt. Just some blood that just bubbles up and the bubbles just double up and you struggle. But lucky suckers, I'm subtle at covering up the trouble. Cover up the crime scene, 1990, that's my scene. My teen years were spent rolling the Thai green. Obscene fiend in a pair of baggy jeans, putting backy with the green. Roll a fatty, dopamine starts flowing. My cerebellum glowing, the pendulum is slowing. I'm swinging and I'm swaying, but I don't know where I'm going. Mind running, Jesse Owens, hallelujah, Leonard Cohen. All the seeds that I've been sowing, slowly growing like trees. I grow, then I preach, scrap that I teach over beats. To all those that seek, teach on these streets. Streets can be bleak, but bleak was the place, but I rose to my feet.
He was flexing. He's like, I know I talk about mental health and stuff. I know I'm like trying to inspire people, but also look what I can do.
And all the more power to him because he can deliver. Not only can he flex, but when you go through the lyrics, he's actually saying stuff that is pertinent and meaningful. Like this one, at the end, he says, like, I preach, scratch that, I teach. Like I catch that as like a specific hit to like, okay, this isn't a religion thing.
Right.
I'm teaching to all those that seek, teach on the streets. Streets can be bleak, but bleak is the place where I rose to my feet.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, but I'm just not, I've never been like I can do a lot of things, but coming up with lyrics, I would fail miserably at that.
Same. But I sure do love listening to him.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll end up going down that rabbit hole later.
It really is.
See, now I'm wanting to find out, like, where was he born? Like, why is he this way? What were his parents like? Obviously, he subscribed to a religion at some point. Which was that?
Yeah, have fun with that for sure. It is that it's a plentiful pool. Well, Deb, thank you so much.
I'm excited to see where this goes for you.
Me too. I'll tell you what, I've been trying to get this off the ground, and it just every time I realize how long it's been that I have not done anything with it, it just kills me.
Right. No, I get that. I totally get that on a very deep level. That's how I am. It's like, well, there's no point in doing it now because I promised I'd do something, and it's been 6 months. And
Yep.
do people even care anymore? Probably not.
It's so nice to know that there are others out there.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I feel for you. I feel for you.
Man.
Is your YouTube respond in kind? Is that what it's?
Yeah.
Well, as soon as you get whatever up, let me know, and I think people would be interested to see it. So.
Well, I appreciate that for sure.
And you're
Thanks
welcome.
again for your
It
time.
was my pleasure.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. Well, it was nice to officially meet you.
Yeah, same.
All right.
Thank you.
We
so
will
much.
talk to you later.
Bye.